and welcome back to another training video. Today is legs and shoulders, as you can see. Slightly different mix up, but I wanted to hit quite a few muscle groups with my training this week. So this is what I wanted to film for you. As you can see, I'm warming up here with the bar, but I have already done a movement warm-up, which you have seen in a previous video, and I'll link that below. So I'm going to start today with a squat pyramid, which basically means I start with high reps. So here I'm starting with 15 reps, which is about as high as I'll go. And then with each set, I decrease the reps, but I increase the weights. So I started pretty low weight because I haven't been squatting that much recently. So I'm easing myself in. So I have sped up some clips in this video just to make it easier for you guys to keep up, otherwise it would be a long video with me just doing a ton of squats. So then I'm going to move on to my next set in this pyramid. I wanted to show you all the sets so you could see how much I challenge myself. So it's still relatively easy now with 50 kilos. I'm doing 12 reps and I'm doing that fairly comfortably. As you can see, I'm sitting really back into my heels and I'm making sure to engage my glutes immediately. And as you can see, I'm slightly squeezing my knees out as I push up. That's so I just keep those glutes engaged at all times, keep my core tight, my back strong, and you'll see that throughout all the squat sets. As we move up the pyramid, you can see I'm struggling a bit more. I'm not getting that full depth that I had in the very first set. That's because my muscles are fatiguing and I'm getting tired and it's getting a lot harder. But the whole point of this pyramid is to absolutely push your muscles to their limit within that weight, within that rep range. So if you're doing 10 reps and it's super easy, you need to up that weight and really be pushing yourself. So that last rep is almost not a rep. It should be like a half rep. It should be a rubbish rep, because what we're doing is we're overloading your muscles to get that progression. So the more you can challenge them, the more they're going to adapt and grow after you train, well, after you finish training and when you're recovering. So as you can see, I stripped the bar completely down back to the 40 kilos I started with, and now I'm just absolutely going to max it out. I love this little technique. It's another way of just really overloading the muscles, really fatiguing each muscle in your legs, and yeah, it kills and you get a nice sweat on and that heart rate comes up, and it's just a really nice way to finish your squats. So now I'm setting up the bar for an overhead press. This is the first of the shoulder exercises of this workout. I've just got a 20 kilo bar, which really challenges me. You might have a bit more or a bit less, I don't know. But the aim of the game with this is to press it over your head without fully locking out your arms. As you can see, I've got a split position, so I've got one foot in front of the other. I'm squeezing my glutes and core throughout, and I'm not letting it drop past the bottom of my chin as I bring it down before pushing it back up again. Similar to your squats, this is a compound movement, so you're not just hitting your shoulders, you are also working your arms, your core, your back, and everything else to keep your body nice and engaged. Now we're moving on to Bulgarian split squats. Now I have a love-hate relationship with this exercise. I adore this exercise for getting me results, but during the exercise, I'm absolutely hating it. It's a toughie, it's really tough. Here I went pretty heavy. I had two 14 kilo dumbbells. It's up to you what you want to use, whatever's absolutely gonna max your legs out. But for me, for 8 reps, that was absolutely killer. Then I dropped it down to bodyweight reps for 10 reps. As you can see, I'm really trying to get both my legs to 90 degrees or even lower. The aim of the game is to really work your front leg, and I'm pushing through that front heel to squeeze my glute. I never lock out my legs, because as soon as I get back up, I'm going straight back down again. So now we're going to combine shoulder work with a bit of leg work. I'm adding in a squat into this dumbbell press. This was the third set I filmed, so I'm pretty fatigued here, as you can see by the beautiful facial expressions I'm pulling. But the aim of the game really was to just keep my heart rate up, use my legs and my arms at the same time, working those shoulders. As you can see, I'm trying to press and I'm slightly rotating the dumbbells forward into a traditional kind of standing overhead press if I was going to do it on my own. Then we're supersetting that exercise with front and lateral dumbbell raises. Now I went for 5 kilo dumbbells. I think probably I should have gone to 4 kilo dumbbells, but they were a little far away and I already had these there. So we just went with it. But as you can see, this is a challenge for me. I'm not quite getting the full range of motion that I personally would like, but I'm really fatiguing those arms and I'm overloading the muscles, which you'll see is the common theme. We're constantly trying to overload those muscles to progress, to challenge your body, and that's what's ultimately going to change it. But yeah, once again, the facial expressions are priceless. So now I'm going to show you one of my favourite ways of doing a Romanian deadlift. This is a kettlebell Romanian deadlift, and I'm using about 24 kilo kettlebell here. This is great at working my posterior chain to my lower back, my glutes and my hamstrings. I'm slowly controlling the kettlebell down and I'm absolutely pushing my hamstrings to their limit. I'm feeling for a lot of tightness down the back of the legs until I can go no further, and then I'm driving through my heels, squeezing my bum and standing up nice and tall. This is such a great exercise to give you that kind of perky bum look, and to give you that strong posterior chain that you need to help execute other exercises such as squats and deadlifts. So this time we're supersetting it with some rear delt flies. We're going to continue working that back, but we're going to work the kind of upper back and the back of your shoulder. So this is the shoulder element again. This is one of my favourite exercises because it is so key for posture, for good posture. If you want to look like you're standing up nice and tall, this is such a good exercise to add into your workouts. I'm really focusing on engaging that upper back and squeezing my muscles together and not letting my arms take over this exercise. And that's key with a lot of back exercises. Don't let your arms do the work, really focus on the back doing all the moving. Last but not least, we're on to sumo leg press to finish as part of a little superset. I take my feet nice and wide on the leg press here, and my feet are turned out, so I'm really driving through my heels once again and aiming to work the inside of my thighs as well as my glutes. I'm doing this pretty heavy, but I'm trying to do as many reps as I can, between 10 to 12. If you can do even more than that, then that's amazing. But my legs are pretty fatigued by this point. Moving on to the second exercise in the superset and your last exercise overall. This is a kettlebell goblet curtsy lunge. The aim of the game is to really drive those legs backwards, get 2 legs at 90 degrees and push through that front heel. So we're working those glutes from a slightly different angle. Also, by holding the kettlebell in the goblet position, you are working your core and your shoulders, so everything's a bonus at this point. But like I said, this is your little finisher and you should feel pretty tired after this and ready for a good stretch and a good foam roll. I really hope you've enjoyed this legs and shoulders workout. It's something a little bit different. Please let me know if you give it a go in the comments below and what workouts you want to see next. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week for 2 more videos. Have a great weekend, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.